so happy Angela Bell is here to sing I Believe.
Ring the bell while she's singing. Regular clowns in the morning news. Today we got the real clowns. Good morning. Thanks for joining us for this last hour of the Eyewitness Morning News for a Friday morning, January 22nd, the Friday before a huge NFC, the first NFC Championship ever played in the Superdome. All right, calm down. We have Elvis, Mac the Quack, the clown over there, Super Saint, and the one and only Elvis.
That's right, man.
And now, how long you guys been doing this at the Dome?
16 years for the whistle.
8 years for the Elvis.
Since '93, you do the math.
That's way too much.
Right.
20 years with the Quack.
And the first question is what on earth makes you go to the Dome dressed like this?
Well, you know, for me, it was Moses, man. He kind of inspired me years ago, and I've always seen him, and I thought, what a great way to represent.
Now, do you talk like that all the time?
Well, let me tell you something, man.
Well, you know, the
I don't know
thing
how
is,
I talk, you know.
you guys have waited and waited and waited for this season. What does it feel like to at last be here?
I'll be honest with you. It's surreal. Like, you want this. It's like if anybody ever asks you, don't ask for it because you might get it. We're asking for it, and it looks like we're going to get it. And
we've been pleading for it.
Yeah, we do. So it's just one day at a time for us.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, how long does it take you to get ready to go to a Saints game?
About 30 minutes.
All right.
Oh, goodness. About an hour.
And for Super Saint?
This is the way I look all the time.
I would have guessed that.
It takes me about 90 minutes to get there.
and now, you guys do you guys have wives and stuff? I mean,
For right now, yes.
And you have a calendar, too.
Yep,
Tell us about
sure
the calendar.
Well, we came out with the Super Fan Calendar, and proceeds go to benefit the Ninth World Field of Dreams Foundation. They're building a football facility with a track down in the Ninth Ward.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
we're going to develop some young talent. I'm going to be out there just looking out for the future Saints players. I'm going to find the next Drew Brees. I'll find the next Shockey, maybe the next John Forcade.
So do you guys recruit people to dress up like you?
I do. A dream for me is to have 10,000 fans out of 68,000. These guys know that I sound like a broken record, but could you imagine out of 68,000 people, 10,000 that look like this whenever the opposing team comes in?
You know, people
big
think
trouble.
we're crazy down here anyway.
We are a little bit. Who's perfect? No one is. Huh?
And actually, you're the whistle monster for a reason. You whistle beautifully.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's like a real talent. Do you do like the Andy Mayberry one too?
Andy, man, how's that song go?
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know the song. So
There you go. All you care about is Saints. That's right.
What's your prediction, Elvis? What's your prediction?
I think it's going to be 36 to 24. We win, baby.
Saints gonna lay one
All
on
of a
them.
sudden it hit me.
No, it's too late for that now.
I was just like, click. There you go. My prediction?
Yeah.
Darren Sharper, 2 picks, and we win the game.
Super.
I'm going to go with 13-41.
Oh, you're really going for a big one.
I'd say 31-28.
All right, now let me get y'all's consensus on this. Lil Wayne, who's from New Orleans,
Okay.
is saying that the Vikings. Sorry, Rob. The Vikings are going to win. He is a hometown boy. He says Brett Favre is his favorite quarterback. Apparently, he's been drinking too much cough syrup, and you know he's going to go to jail in February anyway.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
he's actually rooting for the Saints. For the Vikings rather.
You know what? That's a shame. I cannot believe that someone would even go against the team. I mean,
Especially a hometown boy, you know.
New Orleans gave Wayne everything. I mean, he embraced it, and to just slap us in the face like that, Wayne, that really hurts, man. You need to go rethink that.
Whistle him a foul on that.
Right. You know, the way I feel about it, I mean, sometimes you gotta let people know how crazy you are just before you go into jail. That way
There
they
you go.
know.
Oh, that's a good point, Super.
Got to shave his head or something.
Good point. That's a good point.
Or get a couple of tattoos.
Something.
So do you guys plan to go to Miami?
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: couldn't you guys like raise some money? Because I mean, like Benson probably would want you guys down there. You're like a good luck charm.
You would think so.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to touch that question.
And you guys pay for your own tickets, don't you?
All the time.
Yes, we do.
It's okay.
All right.
are
Anyway,
truly the
we
best
have
fans.
we have lots on the program today. We'll talk about politics, Saints. We have more music from Angela Bell, but we do want to get to the news. Rob, are you about ready for that?
I'm ready
Are
to
you
go.
pumped up?
I'm
Even
ready,
though I couldn't
man,
think
I'm
of
ready.
Minnesota, I still keep thinking of Favre with the Packers.
Yeah.
You're a Favre fan though, but you're not letting that
not
tear you.
this time, no.
No,
A lot of folks like
Gotta be a
you know.
fan.
Please, all the
You're not
way.
rooting for Favre, low Eric.
No. And when the Saints meet Peyton, I'm also a Peyton fan. Of course, it's going to be the Saints.
Oh,
you're right.
All right,
where
just
you can
checking.
get this, where you can get the calendar.
You can get this at dirtycoast.com, and they also have them at PJ's and Dornax and Langenstein's.
All righty, look for it.
Actually, Rob, you'll be glad to know this. I got a friend of mine coming in from Destin who is a personal friend of Brett Favre's, and even he is rooting against Brett this weekend.
That's what I like to
So
hear.
that's the way. That's the way. That's the way.
Thanks.
I just want to say this. I think Eric should run for mayor. That's right. He's got all the right answers. He's got all the right answers, man.
Boo!
Foul.
I'll
Foul.
vote for you, Eric.
That's all I need.
I'll be
Let's
your
get right.
public
Let's get
relations
right to
director,
Rob.
Eric.
Clancy's already going. There's no way. All right, let's get right to the news. All right, we are
We
closing out the
gotta
show on our
go.
Saints Friday. We got the super fans.
Thanks.
We got Angela Bell. What are you doing for us? Come on.
Saints all the way, Saints go all the way. I believe Saints all the way, Saints go all the way. I believe all the way, Saints go all the way. I believe all the way, Saints go all the way. We've been down too long for too many years. We must resume the fight, continue to persevere. There's one minor change in this repeating show. Our Saints are going to the playoff. Got you up to now. Saints all the way, Saints go all the way. Oh, I believe Saints all the way, Saints all the way. I believe all the way, Saints go all the way. I believe Saints all the way, Saints go all the way. It's time for the city to gather inside the Superdome to show the boys we are really behind the call.
Team has had its moments of success, but more often struggle.
I've always kind of referred to the Saints as America's underdog, and everybody loves an underdog.
This season, they've come together to unite a city and state.
They've been well coached, they have great leadership, and they have a Hall of Fame quarterback probably in Drew Brees.
They in turn have been blessed with an unprecedented record.
And this team has made history, and for all the right reasons.
For continued success, bless you boys from Channel 4. Meteorologist Jonathan Myers on Channel 4. From WWL TV Channel 4, this is an Eyewitness Sports Special, NFC Championship Preview.
Welcome into a special NFC Championship game preview here on Channel 4. I'm Scott Cody. Well, lessons learned from the 06 playoff run. Play at home. Check. A 13-3 regular season, securing that dome field advantage. The question now, can the Saints take advantage by taking the next step as a franchise who just 4 years ago took a giant leap of faith on the right shoulder of perhaps the most important player in Saints history? From the beginning, it was a perfect match, a city and a quarterback everyone gave up on.
Miami had said at one point that they thought I had a 25% chance of coming back.
New Orleans itself might have been given even worse odds. But together on a national stage, the city and its quarterback showed what a little faith can achieve. The last 4 years haven't all been like that Monday night. Empty lots still dot the city, while an empty space still sits in the Saints trophy cabinet, both of which Brees has tried to fix. He's given brick and mortar out there, hope in here, which for 43 seasons has always turned to heartbreak by now. But this repaired shoulder has helped repair this franchise's image, and the job won't be complete without a win on Sunday.
Absolutely. Do you play the game for any other reason than to be the best and try to win a championship? That's why I'm here.
And this is why he's here. 4 years ago, as a free agent quarterback, Drew Brees saw things that forever changed his life and would eventually forever change the future of the New Orleans Saints.
And there's still, boats in living rooms and trucks flipped upside down on top of houses, and some houses just off the foundation, totally gone, and you just say, man, what happened here? It looks like a nuclear bomb went off. Just from an outsider's perspective, you would say, your two choices are Miami and New Orleans. New Orleans, 80% of the city damaged post-Katrina, and you're going there 6 months post-Katrina, or Miami. I mean, I think from an outsider's perspective, you say, well, that's an obvious choice.
It was as well. And with one more win, he'll have both New Orleans and Miami. We welcome into the show Channel 4 Sports Director, voice of the Saints, Jim Henderson. The MVP vote may say something else. It's just hard for me to see a guy more important to his team, both on the field and off the field, than Drew Brees.
I would agree, and you saw in him coming here and overcoming the shoulder injury, he's a guy that welcomes challenges, and the bigger the challenge, the better. I've always thought your quarterback had to be your toughest guy and your hardest worker, and I really think Drew Brees is in both categories for the Saints.
First guy in, first guy out, always in that locker room, they'll tell you. We want to offer you to give us some questions and give us some comments here at WWLTV.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, and our first comment of the night comes from Emo Val, and he says, I'm curious as to how not having one superstar Saint is handled by the teammates. Is there true camaraderie in that locker room? And Jim, we've both been in the locker room, and I think there is. It's a very unique atmosphere in there. There doesn't seem to be any quabbles. I can't really compare it to another NFL locker room. You can speak to that about maybe past Saints locker rooms where the harmony is probably the last thing you thought of.
I can remember in Jim Haslett's locker room, there were a few fights between players. And the quality of the individuals in that locker room, I think, contributes to the overall success of this team. There are a bunch of good guys who get along. There aren't any I-me guys. There aren't any people that have to have the spotlight shining on them. And that's what's contributed to them playing the way they have on the field. I don't really think there is one superstar in the locker room. Maybe the closest to that would have been Reggie Bush, and I think he's even sublimated that a little bit.
And it's one thing to have the good guys and the good camaraderie, which maybe has been on Saints teams in the past. There's always been those players that the community really latches onto. But you got to have good players to be good in this league, and that's what Sean Payton has found, a great balance of good guys and great players.
Yeah, and on both sides of the ball as well. Jonathan Vilma, this is a team that's done a great job in person, has accelerated this team's progress markedly.
2 years ago, they go get a free agent, Bobby McCray, who's now thrown into a starting role with Charles Grant out. We caught up with Bobby just earlier today in the Saints locker room. Bobby, do you remember as a fan growing up watching Brett Favre, and what do you remember most about him, watching him as a fan?
Just mostly just doing a lot of gunslinging out there, taking some tough hit, making a lot of plays, and doing a lot of trash talking, you know, back and forth sometimes with him and Sapp, or a lot of other D linemen. So, you know, he might help them up after, you know, after certain things might happen in the backfield, but he's always been a great sportsman and he makes a lot of great plays.
You were able to take out an old man last week. Would you be looking forward to taking out an old man this week?
I mean, no matter who's at the helm, us defensive linemen are always trying to be able to, you know, just get to him and see if we can create a little havoc in the backfield. So we definitely got that on the agenda this week, and we're going to see what happens.
Minnesota seems to be almost stubborn when it comes to running the football. Even if they're not having a lot of success, they'll still run the football 33, 34 times a game. Cedric Ellis said, if you had Adrian Peterson, you'd do the same thing. Is that kind of what you guys are expecting, that no matter how much success they're having, that you got to stop the run first?
Of course. I mean, we always have expectations of people trying to run the ball first. I mean,
a couple of web surveys we've posted at WWLTV.com. The first one, who will have more rushing yards in the NFC title game? Overwhelming? Well, not overwhelmingly, but Reggie Bush getting a majority of the vote. You agree, out of that foursome there, out of Adrian Peterson, Chester Taylor, and that Reggie maybe gets the most rushing yards? I think total yards, maybe. Rushing yards, I think, may go to a guy like Adrian Peterson.
I think it's going to go to Pierre Thomas. How's that?
No, put it at 32% of the people agree with you.
Well, for a change.
One more question that we had, Jim, we want to get to from B. Gelly. I hope I'm pronouncing all these names right. What is the single biggest factor for clinching a Saints victory? I think there's one stat that really sticks out with a Sean Payton team, and I think you probably know what that is. It's the only one where they're undefeated when they don't turn the ball over.
Right. Never when they don't turn the ball over. I think they're, 13-0 under Sean Payton. I think controlling this defensive line, if these injuries contribute to a decline in that defensive line of the Vikings, I think that would be huge. They're second against the run, which sets up obvious passing situations, which leads them to lead the league in sacks. So it's all about controlling, I think, that defensive line. If they do that, I think Drew Brees can do a lot of damage downfield. All
right, you hope to see Robert Meacham healthy as well. He, again, limited today in practice. You think that'll be a factor?
Well, they've got a lot of offense. Even last week with Robert Meacham, he didn't catch a pass last week, and they won by 31 points. So it'd be nice to have him in there, but if he's not in there, I'm not too worried about the offense.
All right. Jim Henderson, we'll let you get back. You got the 10 o'clock tonight, plus you have the call on Sunday. Best of luck. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Scott.
All right, stay with us. Still ahead, Juan Kincaid has been covering the Vikings all week. We'll get his thoughts on Sunday's matchup and how Brett Favre feels coming into his second NFC Championship game in 3 years. And later, we'll hear from a Vikings beat reporter about what the team did earlier in the season that could cost them a trip to the Super Bowl. Stay with us. Well, growing up in South Mississippi, Brett Favre says he's always been a Saints fan, and he probably will remain one, just not on Sunday. Juan Kincaid has been freezing his tail off all week. He joins us live from Minneapolis now with more on the Gunslingers' homecoming. Juan?
Well, Scott, Brett Favre was kind of written off after his season in New York, but he has played way better than perhaps even he expected in his time in Minnesota.
Anderson is good. He knows it. They know it.
If there's one thing we can all learn from the Vikings, it's that home field guarantees you nothing. The last time Minnesota was a home game away from the Super Bowl, they lost to the Falcons in the Metrodome. So 12 years later, in steps Brett Favre, coming over from the enemy Green Bay Packers. But the one player this franchise believed could get them over the top.
You go back to the pressure thing, you know, that you feel and that you apply, and I think he'll fall in the application type of area. He's got a good way about him with our guys, and he's able to, calm things down, whether it's practice or whether it's any heightened anxiousness, that type of thing. Does a great job with it himself, and it kind of spreads to others.
I came back for the opportunity. in hopes of getting back to the Super Bowl, no doubt about it.
And with his eyes fixed firmly on the ultimate prize, Favre has had arguably his best season as a pro. Numbers-wise, 4,200 yards passing, 33 touchdowns, and a career-best 107 passer rating silenced a lot of his critics. This season, Favre became the first starting quarterback to defeat all 32 teams. Yet, believe it or not, he still feels a bit underappreciated.
The thing with playing 19 years is, like you're saying, with Elway being retired so long, people actually forget that I actually had success, had been in the Super Bowl. And, you know, I have to remind them that sometimes. Hey, you know, I played in the Super Bowl. No, really? So I guess I played so long that I have to kind of re-justify my, you know, that I actually was a pretty good player at one time.
And in typical Favre fashion, he refuses to say if this season will be his last time around. But he did admit that he has nothing left to prove, except maybe to himself, that he can win the big one now that he's turned the big 4-0.
Every guy wants to be a part of the Super Bowl. As you get older, you appreciate it more, especially since you've been there. You know how difficult it is to get back.
Life is very simple for Brett Favre right now, Scott. It's one day, one game at a time, the old mantra. But you know what, Scott? Finishing on top is very important to him.
It's also important to a guy in the Saints locker room, Darren Sharper, teammates with Brett Favre in one of those Super Bowls that he always has to remind people about. What's been the take on there about trying to get back to, or not getting back at, but getting to see Sharper again? He was in Minnesota, you know, for quite a while.
Well, earlier this week we talked about that being one of the big chess matches here in Minneapolis. The Brett Favre versus Darren Sharper. They played together back in '97 when Sharper came into the league, made the Super Bowl together, and they played against each other many times and with each other many times. I think it's being made more of that than should be because, look, all these guys, because of free agency, have either played with each other or played against each other. 9 interceptions. Brett Favre will be aware of where Darren Sharper is before that ball is snapped. You can bet on that.
Yeah, both of these guys hoping to be missing pieces. Well, another viewer question at WWLTV.com. Why has the media overlooked how bad the Vikings have been on the road in the second half of the season? That from RT 1017. Juan, they're 4-4, I believe, over there this season on the road. Is that something that they're really talking about at all?
I don't think so. But I think if you look at this Vikings team where they have lacked, and you talked about this with Jim a little bit, is their running game has been abysmal, especially in the postseason. Adrian Peterson has not been the running back in the postseason or the last half of the season that he was in the first half of the season. That's one big reason why they have struggled over the final fourth of the season. But look, the Saints didn't play so well in the final fourth of the season either, losing 3 games in a row. Are we worried about that? So the Vikings are a very confident football team. That's the sense I've gotten from them since being here for the last 4 days. They're very confident. They like their chances coming to New Orleans on Sunday because, again, they're going to ride that defense and the arm of Brett Favre. And I think if you're the Saints, you want Brett Favre to have to beat you after you shut down Adrian Peterson.
Well, you talked about the confidence. How confident are they on special teams? A year ago, Reggie Bush returns 2 punts against them. Just a week ago, Reggie Bush has one of his best games ever. Chris Cluey had an interesting remark about how they might want to not punt to him or do something odd. You know, I don't know if we can repeat it per FCC regulations, but special teams, what do you kind of get in the feel that, will they even kick the ball to Reggie at all tomorrow or on Sunday?
Let me tell you something, Scott. Chris Cluey, if he kicks the ball to Reggie, he'll position.
Sidney Rice, receiver for the Vikings, really kind of unheard of until this year. Now he's a Pro Bowler. Probably a lot to do with Brett Favre, but maybe a lot to do with just the confidence that this entire offense has, you think?
Oh, you're absolutely right. But Sidney Rice will be the first to tell you, Scott, that Brett Favre is the reason why he has over 1,300 yards and 16 touchdowns leading the team and going to the Pro Bowl this year. I mean, he has been absolutely fantastic, perhaps even better than anybody here expected him to be. And Childress calls him a real socialite, really sociology major kind of guy, intelligent, but knows how to play the football game. And, you know, he's a big weapon. He's probably their go-to receiver.
All right, Juan Kincaid live in Minneapolis. We appreciate you staying cold and giving us the latest. Take care. All right, coming up after the break, a view from the other side. We go back out to Minneapolis as we continue our NFC Championship game preview. Vikings have been a thorn in the side of Saints fans for years. 2 past playoff experiences, including their first ever, were won by Minnesota. The first in '87. 20 years after its inaugural season, Hoodats were graced with the best season in franchise history. The long wait ended with an abrupt 44-10 wild card shellacking by the Vikes. In 2000, fresh off their first playoff win in franchise history, the Vikings jumped out to a 24-3 lead they would not relinquish, dropping the Saints 34-16. The black and gold now have a chance to put all of that to rest with an invitation to the biggest show on earth, Super Bowl 44 on the line. We welcome in Eric Nelson from WCCO in Minneapolis to help us talk about this game a little more from the Minnesota standpoint. And Eric, first off, thanks for joining us. You know, there was a good opportunity that this game could have been played up there in 15-degree weather, albeit in the Metrodome. How frustrating was it, and is there any carryover from that window that New Orleans left open for the Vikings to take advantage of perhaps securing the #1 seed, and the Vikings unable to do that at the end of the year?
Well, Scott, I think it's a moot point right now because it certainly hasn't come up this week here in Minneapolis. But if the Vikings lose a squeaker on Sunday down there in New Orleans, there might be some people saying, boy, if we would have taken care of business, you know, late in the season and capitalized on the Saints' losses, that game would have been in Minneapolis, and maybe that's enough for the Vikings to get a win. I think really the Superdome is the reason the Saints are favored. You put this game in the Metrodome, and I'm sure the Minnesota Vikings would be the favorite.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that as well. The pass rush, Jared Allen versus Jamon Bushrod, that's becoming a huge talking point. But right now, the Vikings a little beat up along the defensive front. If you could give us an update right now as to how some of those guys are looking right now.
Well, Ray Edwards, who was in Tony Romo's face all last week in the Dallas game, he had 3 of the 6 sacks. He's got a bad knee. He did not practice today, at least the open session to the media. Also, Kevin Williams, a Pro Bowler in the middle of that purple Viking wall down on that defensive front, big space eater. He didn't practice either today. And we're being told that Percy Harvin didn't practice. So those are some major issues here. Now Thursday, Friday's looming. The Vikings have to make sure that those guys are ready to go. They're going to need all hands on deck against obviously an outstanding New Orleans Saints football team.
Well, they'll want to get the kind of pressure on Drew Brees that they did against Romo, and that brings us to one of our web questions that was submitted by one of our viewers, Nelson Foles. He asked, are the 48 sacks the Vikings have a true sign that they are a great pass rushing team, or did they just take advantage of teams with bad offensive lines? Right up there, I believe, with 47, 48 sacks on the season, leading the league. I think they took advantage of everybody.
Well, I think you're right. I think it's a mixed bag, kind of a combo answer here. I mean, the Vikings certainly feasted on some horrible teams during the season, like Seattle and Detroit. They beat a bad Chicago team here in Minneapolis. But on the flip side, what they did last Sunday against that great wall of Dallas, the Cowboys had beef from left tackle to right tackle. I mean, the talk going into that game was, could that Viking pass rush get by that Dallas offensive line? And they did, to the tune of 6 sacks. They stuffed the running game. Tony Romo was never comfortable. So I think you've got to give a lot of credit to Jared Allen, Kevin Williams, Pat Williams, and Ray Edwards, who, by the way, Ray Edwards is a Purdue guy, just like Drew Brees, and I think he wants to put him on his Boilermaker butt on Sunday.
You know, I think a little subplot to this game could be the Star Caps issue, and New Orleanians and maybe the rest of the league needs to thank the Minnesota judicial system and allowing the Williams wall to kind of put that, to take the judicial process and allow these guys to play. What's being set up there as far as the opportunity that this year presented to these guys, considering it wasn't too long ago that we were looking at 4 players, 5 players that were going to have to sit 4 games?
Well, it's funny. This thing goes way back into last season, as you know, down there in Louisiana. There was some nervousness late last year that maybe they'd lose those guys for the playoff run last season. That didn't happen. A lot of scuttlebutt in the offseason that, Kevin and Pat Williams would be, suspended for the first 4 games of this season. That never happened. So it's not really a huge issue up here now, but favor with some home cooking. But I guess it's kind of neutralized everything.
Well, this game won't be decided in a courtroom, but rather on the field. Let me get your predictions of what will happen Sunday night.
Well, I know you guys are foaming at the mouth down there to get to the Super Bowl, and it's a great story, and we certainly wish you a lot of luck down there in New Orleans. But it's been 33 years since the Minnesota Vikings have gone to a Super Bowl, and I think they're a more complete team than the Saints. So if they can win the turnover battle and keep Reggie Bush from going off like he did last season in that Monday night game, I think the Vikings can get it done. Up here, it's been Mission Miami all year. We got to keep it going, but I think it's going to be a great football game.
All right, Eric Nelson, WCCO in Minneapolis. We appreciate you joining us. Thanks a lot. Stay with us. When we come back on our special, we find out what you thought the outcome of this game will be. The result of our final web survey when we return. And go figure the Saints will win. The majority expecting this to be a runaway for New Orleans. 62% of those who voted say the Saints will win by 10 points or more. We appreciate you joining us tonight for this special NFC Championship game preview. A special thanks to Eric Nelson of WCCO for helping out. For Jim Henderson, Juan Kincaid, and everyone else that makes this show work, take care. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.